When it comes to outsourcing versus in-house sales development representatives, there are several factors you need to consider. In case you're in a rush, let me just start off with this. Outsourcing is between 1/3 and 1/4 the cost of hiring in-house SDRs. Considering in-house SDRs can be on average $150,000 per year as compared to outsourcing, which can be around $40 to $50K per year. But let's dive in and take a closer look at the costs and ROI associated with each option. Costs. In-house. Hiring an in-house team can be more expensive initially due to many costs tied closely to this. First thing that comes to my mind is salary. So obviously an employee's salary isn't the only dollar sign that a company's hiring said individual. You also need to factor into that price some additional costs like training costs, administration, management, employer payroll taxes, human resources, etc. After it's all said and done, there's certainly more cost to hiring a sales rep than the $74,000 price tag. Software. Software is essential to the sales development process. From CRMs to tools like LinkedIn Sales Navigator, Salesforce, HubSpot, and more, these costs rack up fast. Here are just a few of the annual costs that you can expect. HubSpot, $1,400 per user. Salesforce, up to $3,500 per user. And LinkedIn Sales Navigator, $1,100 per user. Even if you're looking to minimize your software costs and choose only one or two, they still come with quite a hefty price tag when added up. Now let's imagine you're wanting to bring on more than one in-house SDR, and your cost for software licenses just doubled. Data. One very important thing to consider, data drives sales. Yes, your SDR can go out and find all their own leads, but if their goal is to call 50 prospects per day, finding that volume of leads can be extremely time consuming, and that's not even many prospects per day. In general, for your outreach to be successful, you want to target at least 500 leads per month, but ideally closer to 1,000 or 2,000 is much better and will bring in much more results. I worked in sales for over 4 years, and trust me, having this additional weight on your shoulders, not fun. The other options here are to hire a research team to compile lists or even pay a company like ZoomInfo to send you X number of prospects, which are unqualified and usually come with a hefty price tag. Not to mention that as of late, the leads received from ZoomInfo just don't seem to be the best anymore. For example, to be set up with a good amount of leads from ZoomInfo, and let's say around 20,000, that costs $20K, and you don't necessarily know that those leads will even work for you. On average, only if the leads are exactly what you need, and depending on who your target is, you could expect roughly 150 appointments a year from this amount. A full-time researcher, according to Glassdoor, can cost around $50,000, and depending on the number of contacts you receive, the list building could also cost an additional $30K per year. Now, there are also some hidden costs involved here as well. My sources say that the hiring process costs an average of $4,000 per new hire. The price tag includes creating job posts, conducting interviews, negotiating salaries, etc. So add those together, and we're now looking at a price tag closer to $150K annually for an in-house SDR. It's also vital to understand that it takes approximately 3 months for a sales rep to get fully into the swing of things, and the average SDR tenure is only 14.2 months, which means you most likely won't even have a full year of hit KPIs for sales. Outsourced SDRs, however, cost only a fraction of that price and can be ready to launch your campaign in less than a month. At Belkins, after our onboarding calls, we can actually even launch within 5 days. With access to cutting-edge technology and data, outsourced SDRs can help you launch faster and with a much lower cost per sale. Cost, outsourced. Along with a lower cost, there are quite a few additional benefits from outsourcing SDRs instead of building your own in-house sales team, which we'll get to here in a moment. Overall, outsourcing allows firms to experience all the perks of a sales team and better manage their overhead costs. This ultimately allows them to overcome the trials of resource constraints and yet inflate their sales coverage to meet goals. Flexibility. The first benefit of outsourcing SDRs is flexibility. Outsourcing allows fast-growing brands to pivot quickly as they update their services or products and learn new important things about their market's needs. Outsourced SDRs can also be scaled up and down quickly to meet a business's changing priorities to tackle more than just one thing at a time. Expertise. Outsourcing SDRs means that your company is getting access to a large group of sales professionals with years and years of sales development experience. Because of this, these experts can do a much better job in general dealing with the high pressure of early sales and hitting KPIs. Not only are you cutting out the ramp-up time while training your in-house SDR, but you're picking an outsourced SDR that fits your business model and already has the experience needed, which leads to faster turnarounds. Data. Outsourced SDR teams can offer extensive lists of services to help businesses, database management being one of them. Whether you want to enrich your records, clean up your database, or build a potential list from scratch, outsourced teams can do all of this. Yet another example is Belkin's. Our appointment setting package includes not only an SDR, but a leads researcher and even more individuals. But having a dedicated leads researcher means that your data will be up to date, verified, and each lead is handpicked, instead of using a source like ZoomInfo, which doesn't always provide you with valid leads. Internal focus. Hiring outsourced SDRs can also allow your internal sales team to focus their efforts more on closing deals. With an open-ended and flexible partnership, your internal sales team can take advantage of your outsourced team's knowledge and insights and also free up more time to devote to the meetings and post-sales processes. This also gives you more time considering you won't have to manage an in-house SDR, but your outsourced SDR will run everything themselves. Lower risk. One of the biggest benefits of outsourcing SDRs is that it minimizes your risk. With an experienced, devoted, and highly targeted, fully staffed outsourced SDR team, you'll definitely get your pipelines filled and with good quality leads. To sum things up, it will cost you more to build your own in-house team, almost 4 times to be exact. It will take more time to train, launch, and see results. And you'll also have to set them up with software, data, and additional resources needed to be successful in their outreach. Outsourcing, however, allows you to tap into large wells of experienced professionals who can start campaigning in much less time, have software and potential data as well, and ultimately can get you results quicker and all with a lower price tag. I mean, just look at the comparison table on the screen and see for yourself. Now, there are some benefits to having an in-house sales team. For example, career growth. If you're wanting to get out of doing the sales calls themselves, then outsourcing would not be your ideal solution because you'll need to invest time and money into training and directing your SDRs to become experts on your product, platform, or service. And most vendors offer more options strictly for running the campaigns and scheduling the meetings, but not running them. At the end of the day, you know the bigger picture and best understand your needs. If you want someone to someday take over the mantle and run things internally, go with in-house SDRs. If you want quicker results, more meetings, and less logistics, outsourcing is a great option. If you're considering starting up a campaign and want help understanding the ROI and appointment setting, be sure to check out our other video on this topic where we break everything down in detail. Also, if you want help understanding who to hire as a professional appointment setter for your sales team, you can find an article on this topic in the description box below. Thanks for watching, and if you want to learn even more, schedule a free consultation by following the link in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more videos coming your way.